Guides in the Gulf.
Rightio. That looks okay, doesn't it, folks?
Holy shit.
Anyone listening, not watching, we're actually out the middle of the Davies Channel on the front of Ash's houseboat.
And we're listing.
We are. Don't tilt your head, folks. We know we're on a lean. I might be able to do it in post. Well, either way, either the horizon behind us is going to be on a lean or we are. So I think I'll straighten it so the table's straight for the shot and we're straight. But the background might be on a lean.
It's all right.
Yeah.
It's nowhere near as bad as what it actually looks on the screen, though.
Yeah.
It's only a couple of degrees.
It's actually a little bit worse.
No, it's not at all. No, we're just one freezer full of bait there, mate, all on one side. We have moved all the fuel and everything else everything else all on one side and try to level it up. But, she is what it is.
What time? I've got 10 to 6.
10 to 6, mate.
Just in the nick of time. By the end of the podcast, I'm guessing that sun will be set. We'll have the last of the ambient light and it'll probably be time for fishing.
Yeah, that's it, mate.
Perfect.
That's it. I reckon we got about 25 minutes, half an hour before it gets dark.
Yep.
Well, last light anyway. So, it might be a little bit shorter than normal, mate. See how we go.
Yeah.
See how we go. Geez, what a mission it's been, mate. Bringing all the gear out.
Yeah, it packed up well into the one little case there.
Yeah, I know. You definitely condensed it down more than last time, mate, when I brought it to Darwin and had it in the back of the old Falcon.
Yeah, you have massive Pelican case. Yeah, we're down to a case about this big. So yeah, we've done fairly well. We actually recorded our last podcast maybe 2 days ago back at the shed, and then now we're out here. Stop looking at yourself.
Oh no, I was just making sure you press record, Bruss.
Yeah. Oh yeah, good call.
I didn't want to get dark and you'd be like, right, that's a wrap. Oh shit.
Plausible. Yeah, no, we're definitely rolling there and up and on there.
Yeah. No, all good, mate.
Yeah,
all
cool.
Good. What a spot to do it, mate.
Oh yeah, we've always talked about doing it down here.
We could have made it easier on ourselves and got a bit earlier.
It would have been because we haven't spoken about what we're going to talk about or anything like that.
We haven't done anything at all, mate.
Nothing prepared.
We just threw everything in the boat and just send it. So, no, we had a bit of a plan because, maybe last Easter, I reckon, your parents won 2 nights accommodation at Wallaby Lodge at North Island.
Yep.
So their plan was to go out there for a couple of nights, and seeing as they're going out there,
Yep.
we said, we might come for a run as well. Have a look.
Yeah, so they're going to get out there tomorrow. So they're going to actually come past here, and we'll hopefully be out of bed. And
Did you bring that port or not?
Yeah, I bought 2 bottles. Yeah.
Oh, look out! Normally might be knocking on the door in the morning.
Yeah, so they're going to come past and they'll follow us out to Wallaby. So we're actually going to go out there, record a podcast out there, hopefully with Brett, the Emperor of North Island.
We'll have to drink the port before we get there, I think. No, that'll be good. I'm looking forward to that, mate. That'll be really good as well. And that's something we've talked about pretty much since we started. That'd be a good thing to do is try and get out there and get amongst it. So we'll see how we go.
Yeah.
See how we go, mate. I'm looking forward to it, though. Who's out there? Chris is out there with him at the moment.
Oh, the hamster.
The hamster.
Yep.
Yeah, all the way from Brisbane.
Yeah, bragging about his bloody espresso martinis.
Oh, geez. We'll see what happens there, eh? See if we can't get some live on air, mate.
Oh, yeah.
We you haven't heard it yet. No, I didn't hear the whole thing, but we spoke about on the last podcast that we had Jan from the ABC out.
Yeah.
So we brought him out just to meet Mullet and talk to some of the guys about crabbing this year and how it's been a bit slow and that sort of thing. Well, that was on the radio today on the Country Hour.
Yeah, rightio. So you would have heard it live if you were tuned into ABC.
Yeah, I just went on the app because I got back into King Ash. I had to go into Borrell this morning. I had a mongrel day today. I was just backwards and forwards and trying to fix trucks and do freight and the usual things on a Thursday that you have to do.
Yeah.
So I got back to King Ash, got some service, and then I got a text from Jan saying, mate, that episode will be up today on the Country Hour if you want to have a listen to it. So I thought I'd missed it completely, but I opened the app up and started the ABC app and started listening, and it was literally just the very tail end of it. So the last 30 seconds. So
yeah.
From what I heard, those didn't sound too bad. And then I was speaking to one of our other committee members from King Ash Bay, and he said, "Oh, geez, I heard you on the Country Hour today, mate. That sounded pretty good." But so I know we'll have to download the podcast, the Country Hour, Territory Country Hour.
Yeah, cool.
Have a listen, see what Mullet got up to, what missed, see what lawsuits he's gonna have coming his way.
Yeah, well, you don't have your Starlink on the houseboat at the moment, but I think Mullet, has his set up down on his houseboat. His houseboat's 100 metres that way. What do you call it? Downstream, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we might sneak down there and maybe download it and have a listen.
Yeah, no, that'd be good, mate.
Yeah.
That'd be good. So, so the plan was sort of, come down here this afternoon, set up, do a podcast here on the front of the boat, try and catch a couple of barras, maybe for, or at least one for dinner. And we got some wraps and some stuff there, mate. Might make some barra wraps for dinner. And then if not, we've got backup, mate. We've got some tomahawk steaks there, defrosting as we speak. So either way, we'll have a good feed.
Yeah, sounds good to me, mate.
So, and the girls didn't come, so there's spare.
Yeah, you packed 4 of everything.
what a tragedy. The girls couldn't decide whether they're coming or not. So,
we're leaving.
We're going. So, and we're already late as usual. So, anyway, so we send it, mate. So we'll see what happens. We got either tomahawk steaks or barras for dinner, and then tomorrow morning slip out to Weeby. What's the plan out there, mate? Apart from doing a podcast, I reckon we might try and get some fishing in.
I hope so. That would be pretty awesome. I've got all my camera gear, my drone, and all that sort of stuff. So we'll get a couple of podcasts done and get a couple of episodes done for my YouTube channel. Yeah, it'll be hopefully a good, successful business trip.
Hopefully. If not, we'll still drink plenty of beers
Absolutely.
anyway. So
we'll still have fun doing it.
So no, it's been fairly windy in the mornings at the moment still, although the forecast is supposed to be good. It's been pretty windy in the morning, so we'll just see what happens in the morning.
Yeah.
Norman Cabby going to come down in the morning about 8 o'clock or something?
Yeah. Yeah, 8:30, I think they said they'll come past.
Yeah, 8:30 past here, yeah. Perfect. So, so we'll slip out. We've got a making tide, so at least we can, we got plenty of time to take it easy and get up there. We might even go the back way if it's...
Oh, yeah. Because they're in a smaller boat, yeah. The one negative about no wind is those bloody midgies, the sandflies. They are very friendly. I don't know, if you're just listening, you might have heard me spraying about 5 minutes ago. Usually I just do the ankles, but I even had to do the arms. They're bloody a little bit friendly. But is that when the wind comes up, it sort of keeps them away a bit.
Keeps them away, yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, no, they are a bit friendly this afternoon, and it's almost low tide here as well. So
worst case scenario, really, at sunset.
At sunset.
What were you thinking?
Oh no, that was your idea, mate. So
no, this is pretty awesome. I'm loving it so far.
Yeah, no, it's pretty good.
We literally just arrived at the houseboat 12 minutes ago. How long have we been recording? Yeah, 9 minutes, maybe 15 minutes ago. We got at the houseboat. We haven't brought this table out. We haven't even wiped it down. Is this Big Pete's?
No, I think this is... Well, it could be. I don't know.
We're going to give him a sponsor. Thanks, Big Pete, for the table.
He's got about 12 of them, so if it is, he's not going to miss it.
Yeah. Yeah, cool.
Hurry up and get up here, Big Pete.
Yeah, he reckons he's on his way. On the 8th, I think he was going to leave. So around the time... Well, after this podcast goes to air, he should be on his way. Oh,
maybe he's listening to it driving up.
Oh.
Drive safe, Big Pete.
Yeah.
A long drive, mate.
Absolutely. So the houseboat, mate, tell us, obviously I know all about it, but just for people who might be interested, if you've watched my videos, you've definitely seen this boat plenty of times before. We've been way up the coast in it. We've seen, you use it as a mothership for crabbing and that, but tell me what you know about the history. There's one thing in particular which I've heard through the grapevine about it, but I don't know.
I came across it from Karumba, because basically I started doing we used to do fishing charters, obviously, and then I sold that business, and during COVID, started doing commercial mud crab, and I stayed down here a fair bit with mullet in the old camps. So for anyone that's ever been here, it's for those that haven't been here and haven't seen it, it's sort of like the Mekong Delta, I suppose you could say. It's very Asian inspired. Sort of mangrove huts on the bank of the river.
Yeah, they're just there. It's funny. It's just weird.
Yeah.
I'll get B-roll. I've got a camera here. I'll get some B-roll for while we're talking.
So the first year I started, the boys helped me out a fair bit, getting organised and showing me the ropes of how to do it commercially, because there is a fairly big difference between doing it recreationally and commercially. So, So
and it's not something you can just start. You have to have a little bit of an in as well, don't you?
Yeah.
So it's pretty handy. You knew all the guys already. And
and they're all top blokes. So they, more or less, Yeah, well, Mullet especially, Alex, Young Boy, Tian, you, Ming, all the guys here all sort of, helped us out, Roland, they all helped us get started. So I stayed down here a fair bit in the mangroves with the guys. Anyone that's watched your videos would see, would know exactly what it looks like.
Yeah,
but
I'll dig up some B-roll so anyone else that's watching this podcast can, if they haven't seen my videos, they can still get an idea. Yeah,
so I stayed there a fair bit when I was working, and then what was it? The second or third year, I think. Second or third year, I was crabbing. At the end of the second year, I reckon.
End of the second, yeah.
Yeah, I come across this boat on just online, and I'd actually seen it a couple of times for sale, and I just decided I'll go have a look at it. So I went for a cruise over to Corumba and with the old man, and went and had a look, and looked pretty good. And ended up buying it to just make it a bit of a house, Like obviously we run around in our work boats to actually go crabbing and stuff, but this is just more or less, well, people like yourself come down to stay here, and that family or friends or whatever come up and want to do something different. It's nice.
Yeah, it's literally a houseboat.
Yeah,
you personally refer to it as the barge. Like in my videos, I've called it the mothership and stuff like that. But it's literally just a houseboat. Like it's not a workboat. It gets used just for somewhere for you to live on while you're out crabbing in your crab boat.
Yeah, pretty much. So, but yeah, the fella I bought it off, real nice fella over in North Queensland. I'm not sure what he's doing these days because they're phasing out the gill nets there now. But he used to he had this boat as a I think it was a process. He used this boat for processing.
Yeah.
So processing barramundi, threadfin salmon, those sorts of things. And he had a blast freezer on the front deck, and then another big freezer inside. Basically he'd pull up in his work boat or his reel boat or whatever, his net reel boat that is, and offload all his barramundi and other fish that he's caught, and then they'd process it here and then pack it into the into boxes and put it in the blast freezer, and then take it back into port when they're fully loaded of fish, I suppose. He did tell me that before he got it, its first life was actually as like a water taxi down on Sydney Harbour. And if you look at it, the design of it, obviously it's changed completely since it would have been built. But you can certainly see things, especially like towards the back of the boat, like the aft of the boat, like there's like stainless steel poles, and you can see where there used to be like doorways and things like that.
Yeah. Even over the wet season, you did a few repairs and stuff. And our mate Ant, who has been on the podcast, he observed when he had some parts of the walls off and stuff, parts of remnants of what the boat would have looked like. He could. Yeah.
Yeah, so, there's some nice
water
finished
taxi
timber and stuff
on Sydney Harbour.
Yeah. That was its. I think that was its first life.
What would you speculate? 30 years ago? 20?
It's a fair while ago anyway, yeah. Mate, honestly, I'd hate to guess, but probably something like that, maybe 25, 30 years ago, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
At a guess, mate, yeah. Fair time ago anyway.
Yeah, rightio. So
you definitely wouldn't have thought if you were riding around on the Sydney Harbour that it'd end up in the Gulf of Carpentaria with us two idiots sitting on the front deck drinking beers.
Absolutely.
So yeah, but it's been great for us, or great for me, and great for you too, I suppose.
Absolutely good for me.
But, we just need to find something to get rid of them sandflies, and it'll be even better, mate. They're absolutely annihilating.
Have you got any coils?
No.
Because you got those coil holders hanging up there.
Yeah. Actually, there's a PSA for you. People that are listening and aren't watching won't be able to see, but yeah, they're I think they're called croc heads. They're Australian-made product. They're a little stainless steel. Mozzie coil holder. They're really, really, really good. And they're cheap as chips. Servo at King Ash Bay sells them, and I'm pretty sure Trent at Rod and Rifle, Catherine, sells them as well.
Yeah, rightio.
But they are really, really good for holding your coils, because it doesn't matter, even if they break, they can still hold them. So I've got half a dozen of them hanging around the place. Yeah, I wish we did have a few coils, mate.
As usual, I've got a million coils at home.
Yeah. Well, me too. Yeah, back at camp, but that's all right.
Yeah. So how about so we do so the main deck there's got a little rear deck, but the main deck that you sort of live on or spend time on is the front deck here. So you got your anchor on the front as you'd expect, but then if we do some fishing off this boat, we're fishing off the front deck, casting into typically the tide coming towards you.
Yeah.
And then at night, we usually have a bit of fun. Sometimes the barra will hide under the boat and we can let our lures come down. And sometimes they'll even, because it's a very thick anchor rope, sometimes the barra will use that literally as structure and hang around the anchor rope.
Hide underneath it,
And it's good fun. Oh, it's not really good fun, but like you'll get a hook up there and sometimes they'll jump over the anchor rope and around it and you go, oh no. And sometimes, it's weird. Sometimes if you've had a big group of people out here, if like, you know, we've had a few mates come down and whatever. Like the next morning, you'll have a look on the anchor rope, and there'll be like 6 lures on it.
Yeah.
Because once the hook gets stuck in that rope.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to be pretty careful when you're weighing anchor, mate. There's always a handful of lures in there. Usually after you've been down here fishing, actually.
Oh, get out of it. So it's typically we'll get barra at night.
Yeah,
So
nighttime.
tell us from, like, obviously we have the lights on, but what's your theory on why they're so good at night here off the front of the houseboat?
Oh, well, I mean, they're not always there. It depends where you park as well, obviously. But, yeah, you know, certainly where we are at the moment and where I was early last year where we had a really good session there, which you made a video. I can't remember what you called that one, but that we had a really, really good session just on dark down that was down towards the mouth of the Crooked there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the lights on obviously attracts bait fish, and
Yes.
so the bait fish come, the barras come and follow the bait fish.
Yeah.
But it's not like you can just you couldn't just come down with your tinny and a spotlight and put the spotlight on the water and expect to catch barras straight away. It's usually after the boat's been there for several weeks in the same spot with the lights on consistently all the time. And yeah, so when the first day you park up there, you won't see bugger all usually, and it'll take a fair bit of time for the fish to start actually making a habit of being there every evening.
Yeah, so it could be a week or more.
Yeah. But we've got the added bonus here that even if I'm not here or don't have the spotlights on, for example, like if Mullet's got his boat there or the other camps there, they usually have spotlights on the water as well. So even if I'm not here for a bit, I can come back and turn the lights on, and then usually usually goes pretty good. So
yeah. So is that front light on now?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, and it's not like it's a massive big beam or anything like that.
No,
it's only like
LED.
Small LED.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do we call like a LED work light, I suppose, something like that. So it's not overly. It's not like a massive big light bar or anything like that. It's only just enough to put a little bit of light on the water and attract the fish in, mate.
Yeah.
And hopefully not one of them big fish. I don't know. You won't see it. You won't see it on the. If you're watching this, you won't see it. And but around us all the time at the moment, because it's low tide, is massive big milkfish. So
big bust ups.
Yeah, they're fairly substantial fish. Upwards of 20 kilo plus. Some of them they very hard to catch. They eat. Really, really, like their mouths are only the size of a small mullet,
Yeah.
So even though the fish is, 1,200, 1,400 mil long, they've only got a very, very small mouth. So, but what happens is, especially at low tide or on the sand flats or anything like that, at night time with lights on, especially if you're driving in your boat, the milkfish will actually launch out of the water, and it can actually be quite dangerous if you're working at night time and you've got a spotlight on. And the milkfish start jumping, you've either got to stop and turn the lights off, or you're liable to get hit in the head by one as you're cruising up the river. So,
I know Mullet got hit in the head. Maybe 2 years ago now.
Nearly broke his nose.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I was back in town unloading crabs one day, and then one evening, and I came back out the next day, and I'd left all the lights on the front deck. And when I got back out, there was literally like a 25 kilo milkfish on the front deck, and it looked like somebody had been murdered because there's just blood and scales and crap everywhere because it obviously jumped into the boat, and then it had flapped around full noise until it bloody died. So there was just blood and crap everywhere. So yeah, you've got to be really careful if you're cruising around up here at night time and you've got lights on. Yeah, even just nav lights or anchor light or running lights.
Yeah, that's enough to.
Yeah, especially at how it is at the moment with a shallow tide. Yep, you got to be really, really careful. Especially here, there's certain spots like being here a fair while. I know where most of them are, like where they're more prolific.
You typically will find them in certain places. Yeah. Like one spot for me is just down that side, maybe 500 metres that way.
Yeah.
There's a bit of a shallow bank there, and around that bend, I reckon there's usually through that area.
Usually it's where you've got like a bit of a deep channel on one side and then a big sandbar or something like that.
That's exactly what's there.
And and even here now, like you can just see them constantly cruising around, like they're just everywhere. So so if you're up here cruising around at night time and you got lights on, you see fish start jumping, it might be comical for a minute, but when you get smacked in the noggin by one, it's not good.
Yeah, they'll do damage to you and your boat.
Yeah. Well, I've had them on several occasions actually get wedged between the outboard and the transom as well. So you hit them and they get stuck up in between the outboard and the transom. Yeah. Yeah, it's like somebody threw the anchor out as you're cruising along. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I reckon it's happened to probably all the boys that work here at night time.
Yeah.
So we don't want any of them. But yeah, I don't know, it'd be funny if we had one launching now, mate.
Yeah, it'd be good for views.
Go viral.
Yeah. So I see that being low tide, obviously the other crabbers out here aren't working right now. I can see Tan's boat, your old boat there.
Yeah.
And I didn't notice if Yu Ming was home.
Yeah, he's home as well. Yeah.
Yeah, rightio. So being low tide, we probably won't go visit them because I'll have to climb up like 4 metres up onto the jetty at this low tide.
well, that's the best thing about having a houseboat is that it doesn't matter what the tide is; it's always the same level in the water.
Yeah.
So, so no, it is good doing it like this. Yeah, hopefully we get stuck into a few barrows, mate, and cook up a feed, eh?
Yeah, well, I've actually, I should have grabbed him. I've actually got some lures I want to try out. I'm thinking after Andy came down, and he was, he's got his hard body lures that he gets made. They're like raptor lures, his Porosis ones. Mm-hmm. And yeah, he catches great fish on them, and then people see him catching great fish on them, and then he sells them to people all over Australia.
Yeah.
So I want to, I thought I'm going to get on this. And so I've started sort of looking into some soft plastics to start with, and I've got a whole heap of samples here, and I want to give them a shot and see if we can catch some fish on them.
See what happens, eh?
Yeah. So I've got a few different types of jig heads I want to try as well, and then the ones we can add some stingers onto. I even brought from the servo before we come down. I bought some split ring pliers.
Oh yeah.
So I've got all the different bits of hardware and that. It's all Jabber's stuff as well. I bought that from Trent on the way down.
Yeah,
Catherine. So we can try stinger hooks and stuff like that. But so I've got these, got some, they're 12 centimetre plastics in heaps of different colours.
Yeah.
And I want to give them a go. And if they work out all right and we can start catching fish on them, then hopefully I'll be selling them all over Australia and you guys can try them out at home. They won't be expensive, I don't think. So
Well, if you want to catch some fish, mate, you probably need to give me a couple, eh?
Yeah, mate. I've got a lot. I've got a lot. So you can choose whatever you want, mate.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I've got my my Jabber's bloody Wanderlust here, mate. I'll give it a bit of a workout later on.
Yeah. I bought 2 rods. I bought a chopper rod and that's my Wanderlust, a spin one. That's a Wanderlust. Yeah. Yeah. A 5-piece there, and a chopper rod.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. The chopper rod's pretty handy on the houseboat here because the roof's very low. Like you just about hit your head on the roof as you walk around.
Yeah. And it's got a small circumference of casting.
Yeah.
Whatever angle you want to get at, you can.
And you don't need to cast far here either.
No, that's right.
You only need to cast 10 metres. That's more than enough. So.
Absolutely, yeah.
So, actually, I came down the other night with some boys and that he just pulled up here and had a couple of beers and boys got a nice barrow the other night and cooked it up. So hopefully we can replicate that, mate.
Yeah. Well, that would be great we're recording a podcast tomorrow with Brett.
Yeah.
It'll be great to talk about the fish we caught tonight in that podcast. So so stay tuned for next week, folks. You'll hear about all the fish we caught.
Hopefully.
Either that or we'll just talk about the tomahawk steaks we cooked up.
or getting eaten alive by bloody sandflies.
Yeah, far out.
They are friendly. That's about as bad as they've been, I reckon.
Yeah. It's not
since the wet season anyway. Yeah. The wet season was pretty wild, but yeah. Who else is we got some people coming. Who's coming soon? Somebody.
Oh, hopefully Scott and Kylie.
Oh yeah, Scott and Kylie, yeah. With our friends from down south, from Loxton, I think.
Yeah, okay.
They usually bring us up a couple of flagons of port. Oh no, looking forward to seeing them guys. Haven't seen them for a while, so really looking forward to seeing them guys up here again. Hopefully young Matty comes up as well.
Yeah.
No, well, that wasn't who I was thinking though. I was thinking somebody else. Oh, our mate from was it Compass Helicopters?
Oh yeah, I can't for the life of me think of his name.
And that was one of the reasons why Kate said, "Oh no, I'll just stay here because we're not 100% sure, but I think he's going to cruise in on Sunday." So she's like, "I need to clean on Saturday to make sure that
he's staying in the lodge, is he?
Yeah, I think he's going to stay at the lodge. Yeah, he's usually stayed there plenty of times. So usually you first met him when you used to run the kitchen at King Ash Bay.
Yeah, he was part of a big group. There was maybe five or six helicopters that landed on the golf course, and they stayed at King Ash Bay in the lodge before you owned the lodge for maybe a week.
Yeah.
And they had this big group of guys that were going on a big trip. Then they would stop at destinations for amount of time and go fishing and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And King Ash Bay was one of their stops. And we fed them breakfast, lunch, and dinner, I reckon, for about a week. And they most of them were a good bunch of lads. And one of the main fellas, he's continued to come back several times over the years. Yeah,
well, he does like helicopter safaris. So
is that what he calls it?
You know, I think something like that. I don't know, like helicopter tours or safaris. Yeah. So I think you pretty much you start at one place like Cairns, for example, and then you go from Cairns to maybe Karumba, and then Karumba maybe to Swears Island, and then Swears Island across to King Ash Bay, and then King Ash Bay maybe to Groot or Nullarbor, and then Kakadu, and then end up in Broome or something like that, and then fly back out commercially out of Broome, and then he might do the same tour in reverse with another group of people.
Well, let's hit him up then. Do you know how long he's staying for? A few days.
I'm not sure. It might only be 2 days, I think.
Oh, okay. But if you can spare an hour or two, he'd have a hell of a story to tell with.
It would be good and I think he's done it all over, like everywhere, down the west coast, over Tassie, all over the place. So actually, last year when he was here, because when I used to do fishing charters, actually that when they first trip, when you met them, I was doing fishing charters, and I actually took them fishing for a couple of days.
More than one day it was. Yeah.
So I was taking 6 at a time out there and out around the islands and taking them fishing. That's when I first met them. But then it's funny how you get to know people, and then when they come back, annually or biannually, you run into them again, and then you get to build that sort of a network, I suppose, with people, and then
he's a real people person. Because I know, when I saw him
last
2 years ago when we were in Snake Gully, it was and he came down and said g'day, and he remembered me and my name. He remembered my wife's name. And I'm like, oh crikey, I'm like, I remember you, but
And then what happened?
Oh yeah, well, you and it was when you and Mullet were in the shack over here, and they. No,
I had the barge.
Oh,
I had the boat, but I had it here.
Okay,
but I had it here, yeah.
Yeah, well, you were down here working, and they were asking about you, saying, "Oh, is Ash around?" I'm like, "Oh no, he's down the river working." I'm like, "But if you're leaving today, you can just pull up on the bank over there with the machine and go visit him." And that's exactly what they did.
Yeah. So, flew down, landed on the paddock across there on the sand flat, and come over. I went and said good day, and showed him how everything works, sort of thing, how we do the crab and stuff.
Mullet cook up a few crab for him?
Oh, no. We were lucky to catch us because we were actually just heading back into town to unload, I reckon. So they just caught us. But it was pretty good because we just loaded all the boats up with all our gear, all our crab and everything like that. So it was pretty cool for him to come down and be able to see what we, how it all works and that. So, I look forward to catching up with him again.
Yeah, we've got a few groups like people that we haven't met before, but they're interesting sounding people coming through. Like him, I think that you mentioned, we don't need to go into detail about him, but you mentioned a group coming through on jet skis, raising money and...
Yeah, guys doing a jet ski tour. I'm not sure exactly. I can't remember. I don't know if they're doing a full circumnavigation or they're going from somewhere in Queensland or New South Wales up the coast and then across the Gulf, but they're stopping in. Yeah. And I think they're having...
So they're arriving via jet ski.
Yeah, a group of them via jet ski, yeah.
That'll be a first. We have seen jet skis here, but no one's ever come here via water on a jet ski.
So, that'll be interesting. So the guy, I think this is one of their big stops where they do some maintenance and refueling and things like that. So they're staying in the lodge with us for a couple of days. And, so I think we're going to try and work out... we haven't spoken to them about it, I think, but we're going to try and work out when they're going to be in, and then try and meet them down the river somewhere.
That'd be so cool. Yeah. Another, I just saw today on the Alpha Blokes Trendsetters group, someone uploaded a photo of. Do you remember Ferris Gump?
Yeah.
Someone uploaded a photo saying, "Oh, check out this guy, Mad Dog, going around Australia." And I'm like, "What? He's still doing that?" We met him. It must be 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Coming through, and he
And
was.
I reckon it was State of Origin night.
Yeah. Okay.
It was State of Origin night.
And I think we threw that because he was raising money for something back then. I can't remember what it was.
RSDS or something.
Yeah, it might have been. And I remember, we sort of put that through the hat around and that, and people, helped him raise some money. And but he's still going.
He ran into Borroloola, so he'd run across the top road. So
he's a guy going on foot.
From Dulwich.
Back then he had some sort of trailer thing that he would hold on to.
Yeah, like a wheelbarrow.
Well, now he's got a wheelbarrow. I saw in the photo today. So I wonder how many kilometres he's done now.
Oh, he's doing it all like barefoot with just like socks or something at the moment. But when he came across last time, he came into Borroloola and he went into the shop and saw, I think he saw my Olga, I think he saw Mum.
Because she's the one that brought him out to King Ash Bay.
And she said, "Oh, well, if you want to do something tonight like this," I'm sure it was State of Origin on that night. And she said, "Oh, well, we'll, if you get a, place at the caravan park or whatever, have a shower, get organised, we'll come pick you up and take you out to King Ash Bay for the evening. Get a feed and watch the footy." So he came out there and then told us what was, what he was doing. So we're like, "Oh, at half time we'll give him the microphone and say, here, Russ, tell everyone what you're doing, and we'll walk around with a hat and let get a few dollars for you if we can." So
I remember, it's probably someone who's long gone now, but there was one old fella there, because after he spoke, he said something like he does 50 kilometres a day or something like that, and this whoever old fella was like, "Oh, you couldn't possibly do that." However, it was a big number. It was. You ready for a beer?
No, I'm right.
It was a big number. I remember this guy going, "Oh, he's full of crap, bloody, I'm not giving any money to this guy or whatever." And now seeing like that he's still going, it's like, I'd believe it. Like that, he'd be doing a lot of miles. Yeah, some people are built different, and he obviously is. Yeah,
well, I suppose he's doing. Oh, what was he? I did see that in the Trendsetters group, but also because I followed him as well, so I've followed him since then.
Yeah.
So he's done a heap of different things.
Yeah.
But he did like 25, 30 Ks of but proper rugged road though in a day. So if you're on the bitchy, if you're on the blacktop run, it'll be a hell of a lot easier than running. Imagine running across the top road.
Oh. And with a wheelbarrow, and because the corrugations can be 2 feet long and 10 inches deep.
Yeah. The kangaroos hide in the shade of them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, that's when he was in Borroloola last time. Yeah, his trolley thing that he had was broken. He had to get it welded up. I reckon it was like aluminium frame or something. He had to get it welded up.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. Anyway, it was funny to see him again. We might. I did think because he was at Lions Den Hotel or something the other day. I was thinking, well, the hamster that's here, he's just been across there. I think,
so he could be doing the top road.
There's half a chance he might slip back across the top road again. So we'll see.
But there's more interesting people now. Think of it as well. There's someone coming across from the East Coast. They just by chance have a large collection of bloody tanks or something. But what was their story? Oh no, they're fishermen over there. They're commercial guys over there. They're coming for a trip.
Both, yeah. And I was going to. See if we can get one of them guys to have a chat with us as well, because they sound like bloody top blokes.
Yeah.
They're into. I think they're in. Well, they're definitely in commercial fishing, and I think they do trepang, so like sea slugs.
Wow.
Or sea cucumbers. So I think they do that, and a bit of other stuff as well. But they also, I think they also have a very large collection of artillery. So like tanks and that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So they're flying across, I think at the end of this month, the very end of this month, I think, or the start of next month, very early next month. So hopefully we can catch up with them and get a bit of a yarn out of them and get their story as well. Because there's. And we've mentioned it before, living at King Ash Bay, you meet so many different interesting people and with, so many different interesting stories and,
The fella that lives next to you, 2 doors down, Sam. It'll be great to have a chat with him as well, I reckon. Get him on. Orange Ruffy? In Tasmania, fishing, fish commercially for them down there, stuff like that.
Yeah, well, we actually, there's he gave me a video of that a little while ago now. But yeah, watching that.
Oh, yeah, it's on YouTube. If someone remind me, because I won't remember to do this, but if you want to watch, there is a documentary on YouTube which he features in, and it shows like the Orange Roughy
fishery
and how it used to be.
Yeah, like
and,
tons and tons and tons.
Incredible. It's very, very interesting.
Yeah, very interesting how they they'd shoot the gear and that as well. So very, very interesting watch. So yeah, no, that's another bloke we need to bloody have a chat to, mate.
Yeah.
There's plenty of them.
All I was talking about who we want to interview, but we just need to get around to doing it. Yeah.
Mikey gets a bit shy, you know. No, we got the big fella on tomorrow, mate. Got Poppy on.
Yeah.
Mr. Brett. So I'm looking forward to that.
What does Katie and her sister call him?
Brethany.
Brethany, yeah, that's all right. Yeah.
I don't know where that comes from.
No, even like my wife calls him Brett Bartholomew, which that's not his name. Yeah, he's Well, something my mum always says, only the nicest people get nicknames. So unless your nickname's Dickhead,
We just call you Mikey.
Oh no!
Let's call me Ash. I don't know. I don't know about that theory.
The lumberjack.
Oh, the lumberjack. Yeah, Roger.
Yeah. I think only me and Bullfrog call you that, but yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
I was
bloody
back
hell.
in your tree felling stage a few years back.
I've got the build for it.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, I don't even know if we're up to this bit yet, but we need to. I didn't even think of a song nominations for tonight. I just popped one. I just popped one.
I was going to go with maybe Tones and I. We went through this last week. Oh, bloody hell! I didn't even think it was that bad, but Mikey doesn't like. Mikey's a bit sexist. He doesn't like girl singers.
Nah, I love Lainey Wilson. I've nominated Sia songs before.
Oh yeah, you have to actually.
Yeah, so female singers are good. Yeah, but this week I'm going to do I'll nominate a song which is by Heart. There's some. It's not like the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but it was at some special event where Led Zeppelin, Stairway to Heaven, was being, for want of a better term, inducted to the Hall of Fame, and they had all these like musos come out and perform it for a massive crowd and Led Zeppelin.
Yeah.
And these two girls from Heart, they're like 80s rock girls. There's a couple of songs you'd know by them. But yeah, so their version of Led Zeppelin, like the vocals in it are incredible. They had John Bonham's son come out and play drums. So John Bonham from Led Zeppelin, he died many years ago. He was regarded by many as the most influential drummer of a generation. Yeah, John Bonham, yeah. And yeah, his son came out and played drums. The guy on guitar played the solos in it perfect. They even get like a big gospel choir out, and it is just epic, absolutely epic. So the Led Zeppelin Stairway to Heaven is already epic, and then this version of it, and then the camera keeps panning to Led Zeppelin listening to it, and you can see like a couple of them almost have tears coming out. Like it's one of those songs. If you want to listen to it, do it like when you're by yourself and you have time to actually pay attention to it and just really appreciate it. It's a real special performance, and yes, that's going to be my song nomination tonight. It's tonight.
Tonight.
Yeah,
it's good in there, mate.
Tonight-ish.
This
evening.
Sunset.
I'll get a shot of my phone, which I'll bring up right now, because over that way, that
sunset looks pretty wicked.
It's pretty special. It's special. That's what we're looking at over there, folks. So if you're just listening to this on Spotify or on Apple Apple Podcasts, you can jump over to YouTube if you ever want to actually watch what we're talking about. When I edit these videos, I put a lot of B-roll in. Whenever we're talking about something, if I've got footage of it, I'll try and put the footage up. So if you get the chance, try and watch them. But if you're just in the car, obviously, driving up here to King Ash Bay, Spotify is the go.
Oh man, I'm still trying to find a song. One that's
Barbie Girl.
Barbie Girl.
Why do you
Maybe not. Barbie Girl. Oh god, that's a downloaded one too, eh? Oh, my
Excellent.
God. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Let's do a Luke Combs song. You can never go wrong with Luke Combs.
Oh, you can't. No, we need to have something. We need to have something. I'll tell you what, mate. I'm going to do it for my old man. I'm going to do Cunnamulla fella, mate, Slim Dusty.
Oh, perfect.
My old boy was born in Cunnamulla, right? And when I was a kid growing up, and we'd drive out from Port Keats back to Darwin, be sitting in the middle seat of the police car and driving back to Port Keats or driving from Port Keats to Darwin. My old man used to be a copper, obviously. And he'd have like one.
I like how you specify. Was he sitting in the back of the police car? Oh no, that was the cover.
No, it was a single cab 75 series Toyota, mate. So I was like sitting in the middle seat. There was this wide between two coppers, and going for a drive to Darwin for something to do. And he had. I'm pretty sure he only ever had one Slim Dusty tape. And he never played side B, I can tell you.
Yeah, right.
Just on repeat, mate. So we'll go with some Slim. I don't think we've got any Slim Dusty at all on there yet, actually.
I don't think so.
That's probably a good one. Yeah, Cunnamulla fella's not a bad first Slim Dusty one. So we go with Cunnamulla fella from old Slim, mate.
Perfect.
Yeah, I remember those days, mate. Driving across the. Actually, there's probably a better Slim Dusty song because we used to quite literally drive across the plains of Pepperminati. And Slim Dusty has a song called The Plains of Pepperminati.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah, every day's a Sunday when you're catching barramundi on the plains of Pepperminati where the old Moyle River flows. Actually, how about in the news, mate? Bad news from over that country.
Good, man.
From Palumpa. Well, it's Palumpa Station. Nunmayunga is the proper name. But, 12-year-old girl got taken by a crocodile day before yesterday. So it would have been about the same time we were recording our podcast, mate. They were swimming in, I think it was Mango Creek, I think they call it. Just the causeway. And, 12-year-old girl got taken by a crocodile there. And, they suspected that's what happened, but they found the remains. They found the remains today. So, they've confirmed that this afternoon. So, pretty sad.
Yeah, it's hard to comprehend. Like when I was younger and I used to hear things on the news or read something on the news, I don't know. It's sort of oh, geez, that's terrible, and move on. But I don't know. As you get older and you picture the reality of things, it's I don't know. As I get older, I see more things like that, and I'm like, it's just horrible. That's a whole community.
Oh yeah, 100% out there as well, because it's. Every single person in the community would know the person and would have known the person since the day they were born. You know what I mean? Because that's the way it sort of is in those Aboriginal communities as well. So, I'm very sad to hear that happen. And then that's not the only one too. There was one over in, I don't know if we spoke about it the other day, but there was one in the Torres Strait, and that was another. I think it was an Aboriginal boy, 14 years old. I think he was 14 or something. Yeah. Same thing, crocodile. Yeah.
Killed him.
Yeah, gone. Yeah,
I didn't even hear about that one.
Yeah. So it was up very, very far north Queensland. It was a few days ago now, but same thing. I think there was two kids in the boat. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but apparently I think maybe the boat must have broken down or there was an issue because they jumped out of the boat and were swimming back to shore in only very shallow water, and the older of the two got taken. So
shit.
Yeah, very, very sad, mate. And I mean, they've talked about it in the territory this year. It's actually, I'm surprised we haven't heard more about it with the election coming up about crocodile culling. Because it has in previous years it has been a political talking point.
Yeah.
I know in North Queensland it definitely is. I know this Bob Cat has gone viral a couple of times talking about crocodiles. So it is definitely a political talking point. But
even without kids getting killed by crocodiles, it was already I don't know. There's a lot of them around.
Well, even just this afternoon, we would have seen, I don't know, half a dozen, 8 big, decent crocodiles.
On the way down, yeah.
And, in a 20-minute run, big crocodiles. And that's just the ones you're seeing.
Yeah.
If you go to somewhere like, Crocodilis in Darwin, like Crocodilis Park there, and you look at the small body of water that they have there, and they say, how many crocodiles do you think is there? It would be in there or whatever, and you think, maybe 50 or 60 or something like that, and it turns out there's like 3,000 or something in there, but you can only see, it's just unbelievable. So, cruising up and down the river, just the ones you can see is only a very, very small percentage of what's actually there.
Yeah.
So, and that's quite clear as well, because if you go on a really, really low tide early in the morning when it's cold and the sun's just coming up, you'll see a heap of crocodiles.
Yeah, they're coming out to warm up as they're cold-blooded. Yeah.
You'll see 10 times as many at least.
Yeah.
So, whereas you come here and, some people come in October, November and go, oh, there's not many crocodiles here. Like,
yeah.
Do you get many crocodiles?
Because they're just hanging in the water. You don't see them.
Because they're in the water all the time. The water's at, 28 degrees, so the crocodiles don't need to come out. But, yeah, this time of year now when it's cooler, yeah, you definitely see them, they're a lot more prominent this time of year.
Yeah.
Yeah, bloody hell. Yeah, so pretty sad, but we'll see what happens, mate.
Yeah.
Getting dark.
It is.
And any barrows hanging around there yet, mate? I can still see milkfish flat out around the side there. I'm waiting for one to come launching across. Wouldn't surprise me at all.
Yeah. Oh, we might as well shut it down, I reckon. I reckon that's a nice little neat bloody podcast for the front of the houseboat.
Yeah. We'll do it again when there's not so many bloody
mosquitoes. And it's actually cooled down a lot, so it's hoodie time.
Yeah.
In fact, Ash has got his hoodie ready to go there. I've got mine here.
Yeah. Actually, that might stop me getting smashed.
I'll keep them off your arms anyway. Yeah. I actually bought some socks out. It'll look stupid, but I bought socks just in case the midges are really bad. They'll keep them off my ankles.
It's not much of a downgrade for you, mate. Yeah, look, these hoodies available now, mate.
Yeah, mate, they're on the website live. Yep, Mud Crab Fever.
Mud Crab Fever. What have we got? We've got them in black and white.
Yeah, black with white crabs on it, and the white with black on it. Yeah, so they're what do you call that? They're like little skull crab things. Just a design idea I came up with. Yeah. So yeah, we're selling a few of them now, which is good. Few sneaky orders coming through
with
that cold weather. Yeah, I love mine. And this is because I've got real big ones for Ash and I think they're like 7XL, so they're very heavy.
About 18 kilos. That's all your carry-on used up.
Yeah.
Especially if you're flying like Jetstar. Oh God.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, let's do some fish and brass.
Right, man. Let's shut it down, eh?
Yeah, shut it down. Oh man, those midgies are horrible.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Oh, beauty.
Guides in the Gulf.